What's going on, everybody? Mike was a little bit more sensitive than I thought it was. What's going on, everybody? American and Leeds. Little post-match chinwag. Wanted to talk about the review of the Brentford game. Let's start off with the lineups. I think Brendan Aronson needs a rest, as many Leeds fans can agree upon. I, as an American and a countryman, not biased. I don't believe, he's getting unfair treatment. I think he needs a rest. He actually got some calls today, which was different than previous matches in which I think he deserved fouls and didn't get them. Okay, so let's say we wanted Brendan Aronson off, though, because I question when he was on. You can't really play Bamford Sinistera yet. They're not 90 minutes fit. Ruter isn't really ready, embedded yet. So the only option to me might have been Greenwood. And then you're doing some shuffling around the front to accommodate Greenwood as a 10 because he's not really a striker anymore and he's not a winger. And then the other option was Gelhardt. And Gelhardt supposedly being sold to a championship side, Wigan, which is ironic and weird, I think, for him. So, Jesse, as much as I like to call him out, and I've called him out for his job multiple occasions this season, I don't think he had an option. Really, he had to play Aronson. Who's he going to go in? Now, once these guys are rested, yes, absolutely. But at the moment, you kind of got to play Aronson. I think maybe you start Bamford with two strikers. Does he do that? I don't think he's going to do that. I think he wants to. Jesse is under pressure to obviously stop the bleeding at the back. Did he do that today? Kind of. I'm barely able to get this out of my mouth, but I think it was a solid defensive performance. I say that with some salt because there were some moments of calamity, moments of scariness. I think Robin Koch bailed everybody out at one moment. When Ailing came too far over, it was just, play the clown music. It was bad. But we saw through some scary moments, and they got the clean sheet. And there was just sloppiness, I believe, in the final third. Credit Brentford, they played good defense. I don't want to say they didn't, but I think there was a little bit of sloppiness in the defensive third. Now, here's my problem a little bit with the sloppiness in the defensive third, because there's times where this happens throughout the season. And again, I'm going to blame Jesse. The manner in which we practice, at least it seems to practice. I'm not there looking at the practicing, but these small sheets, these short sheets, these, good morning, Joe Depp. Just saw your note. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. This Red Bull chaotic boom, 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 boom. It looks like ping pong. It was ugly. This was an ugly game of football. Oh my gosh. It was just seemed hard to get like moments of where the ball was on the carpet and we had control of it and we were actually doing decent buildup. I know this is Red Bull ball, but it was very it was just very frustrating at times to watch the game, and it became more and more nerve-wracking as it went on. But yeah, just an ugly match, sloppy in the final third. I think defensively not embarrassing. let's go there. You know, there's been so many moments throughout this season, throughout this past year plus of Leeds United football that have been comical at the back. So we were not comical at the back. We were solid at the back. Credit Wober. I think he is he and Cock, which is unfortunate that he got a yellow card and now will be suspended for the Forest game. But they're hopefully something that we can build on as far as a center back pairing. And Pascal has to continue to remain at left back because, again, Jesse, I think, is under massive amount of pressure to stop conceding goals. I don't think there were times this match where he was coming forward and he just doesn't offer a whole lot offensively, Pascal. So Joe says it's been interesting to see if the team has indeed tightened up to do Jesse, or if it's just how the game panned out. I think that they tightened up under Jesse. I think he's under pressure. You've seen, like, since the break, when I think he finally did an evaluation of the team, during the World Cup break, him try to tighten things up at the back, and it hasn't necessarily worked. I think we played a low block against Newcastle. I think this was a more defensively solid performance. We didn't really, Tony didn't really get much. He didn't really see a lot. I mean, I don't think Melier got really worked. You know, it was pretty tame. Is that Vober? Is that, I don't know. Is that how he set it up? But I do think that Jesse's under pressure defensively to stop conceding embarrassing goals. You can handle a worldie, somebody just putting one in. But that's not what the kind of goals that Leeds have been giving up. Leeds give up goals of just poor laziness. I mean, the 2 goals in the cup game, those were poor, lazy, sloppy defending goals. A handball, and then Luke Ayling just literally nutmegging himself. It's just switching off. Just it's 5-up, it's 5-0. They don't care about the clean sheet, and they turn off. And now you've let and this is what I think Jesse is like coming to understand, and he is learning on the job. That is like very clear to me. Whether it is a league that you want to learn on the job, that's a debate. But every single team is well organized. Every single team is focused from whistle to whistle for each half. Every single team, Arsenal to Cardiff. And you probably say, "Oh, come on, Cardiff." Almost every single English team, in my opinion, is much more organized than a lot of other football leagues. And most of the players are focused for 90 minutes. I think that could be said from a lot of teams in the Championship and almost every single Premier League team. They can have a moment of, they put a foot wrong and then there's a mistake. But the teams that don't do that survive. And Brentford's another well-organized team under Thomas Frank. They can focus for 90 plus minutes and not make a mistake. That's not to say they're not going to make a mistake. Like, teams don't make mistakes throughout the entire season, but I guess my point is that Jesse is starting to understand that, I think, and you can't let off the gas. So, anyways, let's focus on this game. This game, I thought it was just sloppy in the final third. I thought Brendan Aronson does need a rest, but then I just went over the team sheet. I don't know who you put on for Aronson. Who do you put on? Bamford's not 90 minutes fit. Sinisterra's not 90 minutes fit. Gelhardt's going to go out on loan. Who else do we got? Then Roter is, he's not embedded in the side enough. Unfortunately, didn't come on today. So he really doesn't have any options. He has to play Aronson until Somerville comes out, and he's 90 minutes fit. So I think he needs a rest. But he at least is going to be pressing. He's going to be decent without the ball. And, he's kind of both of those. And I think he would benefit from a rest. But I don't, the only other option I think was Greenwood. So Greenwood plays a 10 role, and then you got to kind of shuffle up the front line to figure that out. So, I think he deserves a rest. He needs a rest. He obviously rests was not started in the Cardiff match. So I don't know. I'm not going to hammer Jesse for starting Aronson, although I am an American and I do believe he needs a rest. Other stuff that I thought about the game was I thought Wober played excellent. And I think Wober and Koch are going to be Vober are going to be a great, I think they're the center back pairing. Now, Koch is going to have to drop out because he reached the limit. So it's going to stink not to have him in this match against Forest. I think Ayling played decently at right back as well. Here's the thing that I really want to touch on. Willy Nanto is so exciting. I mean, this kid, he's more exciting for me than Rafinha. Rafinha was excellent. I thought he was the one player most of the last season that was consistently able to express himself, to use a Bielsa term. Willie has been able to express himself and be the best player. He looks like the best player on the pitch every time he's on the pitch. I thought he looked good against Man City. I thought he looked good against Newcastle. These are top fullbacks he's playing against. And then he just absolutely tortured Cardiff. There has not been a game since the break where Willie has looked bad. For me. I mean, there's times where he maybe made a mistake, but there are elements in the game where he just is going by. He's just shedding people. And yeah, he finally gets the ball down to the other end and he's like kind of out of gas and the players pass the ball back to him. It's like he just literally carried the ball the entire length of the pitch and you're passing the ball back to him. Like we can't, we can't, finish the dinner for him. What do you guys think? I'm interested in what you guys' thoughts on the game were. I'm like, meh. This is a very meh game for me. It was ugly. It was just ugly. I just didn't like the sloppiness in the final third. Again, it was like the players seem to get in the final third and they think they're on that like tiny little pitch that they're practicing on at Thorpe Arch that Jesse makes them like, Jesse plays like this little arena league football. If you watch him on some of the Thorpe Arch training videos, it's like you've got time and space on the ball, guys. Like, be calm and cool under pressure for a second. And so I just think that their minds moving too quickly for their body. I thought Rodrigo was okay. I mean, people are starting to get warm to Rodrigo. I think Rodrigo is a different player than Bamford. Again, we talked a lot about last year about just Bamford being a classic number 9, working in between the center backs. Rodrigo dropped deep. I get it. He gets frustrated, but he is such a poor passer. I mean, to think that he was a 10 was such a weird, I know Bielsa put him there. Yeah, Harrison and Aronson driving. Everybody's spastic. Like, people are just so spastic, and it's like, you've got time. You've got time. Relax. You don't need to do these flick-ons like it's like you're in the basement. Aronson, like, he practiced a lot in his father's basement. Like, you've got time. You've got an entire pitch. You've got green to work with. Like, just take some time and work something up and, do a little 1-2. But I just thought there was a lot of, like, just mistakes in the midfield that could have been avoided. Thanks, Chris, for your comment. It was okay draw for me. I prefer to win ugly, though. Yeah, I was dying for a win. I was also like, oh, God, Brentford could smash and grab. They look so much more composed, a little bit more in the final third. Yeah, I just thought that the game was probably for the taking. It's at home. It's okay. It's just like we'll take it. It was a must not lose for Jesse. He didn't lose. So, but the bright spots, obviously, Vober, Willie Yanto is incredible. He's just so good with the ball. And it's very difficult to get the ball off of him. I thought it would have been a great game for Somerville, somebody with pace to just get behind on the other side. And then again, I just think Rodrigo, I know he's in amongst the goals right now, but it's like this team attacking wise kind of goes as Rodrigo goes, if that makes any sense. Like, if Rodrigo's hot and scoring, then the team will score. If Rodrigo's not, and he was getting frustrated, he would drop all the way past to the back line to get the ball sometimes and try to link it up. And I just think his passing is so poor. Just stay up front between the center backs, like, and bang balls into the net. Like, that's where we need you. And he's just a different player. I think he's got some pace, but there's times where he like turns. You know how like Brendan Aronson does like these tidy little turns? Rodrigo's turns are like, he just is so wide with his turns, I think. And then like the other team catches up, and I don't know. I just Rodrigo's been okay. He can bang balls into the net. Don't get me wrong there, but I just don't like when he drops. I don't really like it. And I know he's desperate to get the ball, and he hasn't, it was tough to kind of, it was a frustrating game, I think, for the attacking players too, because Brentford was set up nice. We don't have a player that can pick the lock. That's that's the other side. We haven't had a player that can really pick the lock since Pablo. I mean, who are you wanting to come on that could pick the lock? I don't think Roddy has earned the right to start as our main striker in his best position. I wouldn't change that at the moment. Yeah, I think he's earned the right to be the starter. Absolutely. He's amongst the goals. I get it. Yeah, no, I agree. I guess there's times where I just don't think he's going to score. You know what I mean? I'm like, Rodrigo's not going to score here. He's just not. But then sometimes he comes out of nowhere. So I don't want to say that. Good comment, Joe. I mean, you can't take him off, I guess. I just am saying maybe I would be more quickly pulling the trigger on him at like minute 60 to get either Bamford or Rutar or somebody in. I don't know. And again, he's just a different type of striker. Yeah. I mean, but I don't know. He's got the most goals to get for a striker, most goals for somebody from Spain, I believe, in the top 5 leagues, something like that. He's probably going to be at or above 17 goals this season. So anyways, I guess that's my thoughts on the game. Poor in the final third, just lack of composure. I agree with Chris's comment. Aronson and Harrison just completely just calm down, boys. We got some think about what you're doing. I think there's just it just doesn't seem to be a plan. There's high anxiety. And then Vober played good and Willie's incredible. And Jesse survives, I think, for another game. But Brentford was probably there for the taking. Man, feels like for me we let them off the hook. Feels like for me we let them off the hook. That's it. Hopefully next game we continue this defensive output that we're at least showing. We can continue to express ourselves offensively, and then hopefully Rutar comes in and bangs in some goals. It would be lovely to see him come on at like halftime and get up early. This is going to be at the City Ground. It's going to be difficult. This is going to be a difficult match against an opponent that's going to be, I think, up for it and expecting 3 points. So, anyways, marching on together. Leeds. Let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm going to put a goal out to the community. Ready for this one? We're going to go for 50 likes. 50 likes. Michael Maynard, Gier Lynch, Leeds United, The View, myself, streaming tomorrow night, 10 p.m. UK and Ireland, 5 p.m. East Coast of America. We're going to dig into this game. I think a lot of people are trying to take positives from it. Early doors from both Gier and Michael. They both liked, I think, the back and particularly Vober's play and communication up front. Again, I've got a couple of who's picking the lock up front. You just never feel like anybody can really pick a lock outside of Willianto out on the wing. But unless he's got a partner like Somerville, or if Rodrigo's in form. And my other question is, like, when we get penalties in and around the box, you saw Vober take a penalty today, a free kick. Sorry, not a penalty. Who is the guy that's going to step up in and around the box and take a free kick? Greenwood can, but Greenwood doesn't play all the time. Vober's ability might be interesting as well. So anyways, like, comment, subscribe. I'm going to go for 50. Cheers, Joe. Cheers, everybody. Help everybody have an excellent day. Sleep well. And have a great week. Again, Monday night, tomorrow night, we're going to do a little bit of a broadcast with the lads. I'm out.